Here, Sandy. Fernando, Marta, I'd like you to meet my wife, Sandy.
It's so nice to meet you, Sandy.
Same here. Mark's told me so much about you.
Sandy, this is Marta's husband, Fernando. As you know, Fernando's here from Argentina on a consulting assignment.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Where in Argentina are you from?
We live just outside of Buenos Aires, but we commute to and from the city.
Mark and I traveled to Argentina a few years ago. We spent most of the time looking at the glaciers in Patagonia.
Wow, you probably know more of my country than I do.
Sandy's a writer for a travel magazine, and she went there to do research for an article. I just tagged along.
Actually, he was a great help. I don't speak Spanish very well, I'm afraid, and Mark interpreted everything for me.
What an adventure. I'd like to hear more about it.
We'll be happy to bore you with the details anytime.
How long will you be in the U.S.?
I'm going to be here 3 more months, but Martha is returning next week.
Next week? It's a shame you won't be here longer.
Yes, but I can't be away from the business longer than that, or my partner will be very unhappy.
What sort of business are you in?
We operate a small restaurant in the city, and we're starting to do some corporate catering now, too.
That sounds like a lot of work, but I suppose you love it.
Oh, yes, I do. I enjoy cooking almost as much as I enjoy eating.
Fernando, you really miss home, I imagine.
He says he dreams about my cooking.
Speaking of food, there's a wonderful restaurant on the lake that specializes in our local cuisine. Why don't we go there next week while Marta's still in town?
We'd like that very much.
I'll make reservations then. How's next Wednesday?
That's just fine.
Oh, there's my friend Ashley Banks. I'd like to introduce you to her, Marta. Would you excuse us for a minute, gentlemen?
Certainly. See you later.
I'll have the shrimp special, sweet potato fries, and a tossed salad with the house dressing on the side.
Will there be anything else?
No, that's it for now.
I'll bring the appetizers right away.
This is quite an interesting place. I'll bet the food is great.
Sandy and I wanted to make sure you two get a chance to try out some local cuisine.
What a great idea. Maybe I'll find a new dish or two for my restaurant back home.
How long have you had the restaurant, Marta?
Oh, about 9 years. I opened it after the kids started school.
That's about the time I started consulting and traveling all over.
You have a boy and a girl, right?
We do. They're both in high school now.
But our son is going to attend the university next year.
Yes, Fernando told me. He's going to study engineering, isn't he?
Yes, electrical engineering.
And your daughter?
She has 3 more years of high school. She's really interested in art, and she wants to take her last 2 years of high school in Paris.
She seems so young to go so far from home. Will you let her?
We will. We're going to look at some boarding schools there next summer.
How exciting for your daughter. So you'll be here for a few more months, Fernando?
At least. There's some corporate restructuring going on, and the company's going to need help implementing some new processes.
Are you and Mark going to work together at all?
Probably not. I won't be involved in sales and marketing.
Tell me, Mark, how do you like working in sales?
I like it. Between traveling and giving presentations, I meet a lot of interesting people. And I like visiting various cities.
And I get a chance to go with him on some of his trips. It's great fun, and a good source of articles for the magazine, besides the ones I do on assignment.
Your trip to Patagonia sounded wonderful. Between the two of you, you really get around.
Yes, we do. Our next trip is going to be to Hawaii. We leave next month.
Let's toast Marta's next trip. We hope it's going to be right back here to the U.S. and very soon.
Your attention, please. Passengers on Flight 452 to Honolulu. The flight is overbooked. We are now offering travel vouchers to any volunteers who wish to give up their seats and take the next plane.
My husband and I are booked on that flight. Can you tell me the value of the voucher?
It's worth $300.
A lot of airlines provide free round trips to any domestic destination when they bump a passenger off a flight. Could you possibly do that?
I'm not authorized to negotiate the airline's policy, ma'am.
Well, $300 apiece isn't much money for a lot of inconvenience.
That's the deal, ma'am. I can get both you and your husband on Flight 686 departing for Honolulu at 7:34 p.m.
Well,
There might be some business class seats available on the later flight. Let me check. Maybe we can upgrade you. Nope. All the business class seats are already taken.
Oh. How many hours is the flight again? 8?
7 hours. Let's see if there are any better seats on the red eye. No. There are a few first class seats on the flight leaving at 11 p.m. You'll be able to get some sleep in first class, and you'll have some excellent food service.
Well, okay. I guess this makes it worth our while.
Thank you for your cooperation, Ms. Bailey. I'll have your tickets and your vouchers in just a few moments. Plus, a pass to enjoy our first class lounge, and a coupon for a complimentary dinner.
Okay. I'm sure my husband will be happy to have a little relaxation in the lounge and then fly in comfort.
Have a nice trip.
Thank you. Now I'll have plenty of time to book a trip with those vouchers. Maybe to the beaches of Alaska next summer. To write a great article.
Mr. Bailey, I believe you ordered a compact. Would you like to upgrade to a mid-size car instead?
Yes, I think I will do that. What's the rate?
Let's see. An XCJ is $49 a day with unlimited miles. Insurance is extra, of course. Oh, I see you'll be here for a week. We have a weekly rate.
What is the weekly rate?
$250.
That sounds like a better deal.
Now, about insurance. Would you like to purchase additional liability at $9 a day?
Oh, that won't be necessary. The insurance I have automatically covers that.
I just need you to fill out this form, please. I'll also need your driver's license and a major credit card.
Here's my corporate card.
Fine. So you'll be returning the car a week from today on the 22nd. What time does your flight leave?
At 6:30 a.m. How often do your shuttles run?
They start at 5 a.m. and run every 10 minutes. You won't have any problem. Leave the key and the contract on the seat and be sure to write down the mileage.
In case I don't have a chance to fill up, what's the charge for gas?
Here's the price per gallon if we have to fill it up. It's a lot cheaper if you do it yourself, as you know.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, we usually give out maps, but we're out of them right now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't need a map.
Fine. Now follow me. You can pick up your car right there across the lot.
Excuse me. There's been a mistake. We were expecting a suite instead of a double room.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me check on that for you. Do you have your confirmation number?
I have it right here. It's 2473 HJ 25.
Okay, let me check the system. As a matter of fact, we do have some suites available. Would you like the one overlooking the gardens?
We were hoping to have a view of the ocean.
I have a suite on the ocean side, but it doesn't have a full living room.
That's fine, as long as it has a good-sized desk and phone jack for the computer. My wife was going to leave her laptop at home, but she changed her mind at the last minute.
Let me check on that for you, sir. Yesterday they were doing a lot of work on the phone lines, but I think they're working fine now.
Good.
Now I see why there was a mix-up about the rooms. We were expecting 2 different people under the name Bailey. The other Bailey reservation was for a regular double room.
I was wondering why you mentioned the name Michael. I thought it was just a simple mistake.
I apologize for the mix-up. You're now in room 507.
Could you send the bellman up right away to transfer our luggage?
Certainly. Is there anything else we can do for you, Mr. Bailey?
Well, yes. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow. Can you assist me in ordering a huge arrangement of flowers for her?
Of course. I'll tell the concierge. We'll charge it to the room. About how much do you wish to spend, Mr. Bailey?
The sky's the limit. Actually, up to $100 will be okay.
Fine. I hope you enjoy your stay.
Good morning. May I help you with something?
I hope so. My husband and I just got in yesterday, and we really don't know our way around yet.
No problem. Okay, we are here. As you can see, there are dozens of shops and restaurants along the street. Were you thinking about someplace in particular?
Well, I read about a restaurant that serves nothing but lobster.
That's the Claw and Tail. It's right here in the hotel.
Oh, great. Do we need a reservation for dinner?
No, they seat on a first-come, first-served basis. But hotel guests get priority. And if you arrive before 6, you most likely won't have to wait at all.
Good. Now, I brought something with me that I need to wrap and mail. I think I saw a post office nearby as we were driving to the hotel.
Just leave your things with me, Mrs. Bailey. We'll pack them up and mail them for you.
Oh, that's convenient. Thank you. Can you suggest a nearby place to buy a nice bathing suit? I forgot mine.
You don't even have to step out of the hotel. Our beachwear boutique is to the left of the lobby.
Perfect. I wonder if it's too cold to take a dip in the ocean? The weather report mentioned cooler weather.
Well, it's supposed to rain this afternoon, but the indoor pool is open until 10 p.m.
An indoor pool? Where's that?
on the 5th floor.
I'll use it. What else did I want to ask you?
By the way, you'll find beach towels at the pool. Just show your key, and they'll give you as many as you need.
That's it, my room key. I left it in our room.
No problem. I'll issue you another one.
This really is a full-service hotel. Looks like all we needed was a rental car from the airport.
Well, actually, we do have a complimentary shuttle service to and from the airport.
No kidding. We didn't know that either. We just didn't have time to read about all the amenities here.
You can pick up your new key at the front desk right now, Mrs. Bailey. Enjoy your afternoon.
Excuse me, aren't you Jennifer Weber?
Yes, I am.
I'm Mark Bailey from the Atlanta office. I know we've met, but...
Oh, Mark, yes, I remember. Weren't you at the management conference in Miami last spring?
Of course, that's it. It's nice to see you again, Jennifer.
You too, Mark.
As I recall, you're based overseas.
In London. I'm the European sales director.
Oh yeah, that's right. How's it going over there?
Splendidly. Our third quarter sales were phenomenal.
Good for you. And how do you like working in Europe?
Well, I did like it very much, but now I'm getting tired of all the traveling. After I return to London this time, I'm going to stay put for a while.
I'm on the road a lot too. The southeast region is growing by leaps and bounds.
Oh, that reminds me. I met someone today who was asking about our products, an independent distributor. Here's his card. He might be a good lead for you.
Thanks. When I finish my presentation, I'll look around for it.
So you're presenting today?
Yes, I am. In the Blue Room at 1:30.
Well, I'll see if I can work that into my schedule. I have to interview a candidate for a job opening before I do anything else today.
Oh? What job is it?
My assistant. My last one quit suddenly without notice.
That's unfortunate. Didn't she know you're supposed to give 2 weeks' notice before you leave a job?
It was a he. He got a job for more money and decided he had to leave immediately.
Well, I hope you find the perfect person for the job. Wow, Jennifer, I better see if the room's set up for the presentation. I hope you can make it.
I'll try to come over just as soon as I finish the interview.
Good. And when you get back to the U.S. again, let me know. I'd like you to have dinner with my wife and me.
I'd like that, and let me know if that lead I gave you works out.
Will do. I'll email you when I land that big contract with him.
Please. Goodbye, Mark.
Goodbye, Jennifer.
Hello, Mr. Bailey.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr.
Gordon, Jim Gordon. I'm in charge of the audio-visual department here. You called for something.
Yes, I did. I forgot to order one important piece of equipment.
If you tell me exactly what you need, I'll have it here right away.
A data projector for my slides. I do have transparencies for an overhead with me as a backup in case you don't have.
Yeah, you really need a data projector to display a slideshow from your laptop.
You got it.
Yep.
If I don't have it, my presentation's going to look like something out of the Stone Age. The graphics just don't show up well on transparencies.
I'll have it here in 10 minutes if we have an extra available. I'm almost positive we have one for you, though.
Jim, if you get a data projector here in 10 minutes, it'll make my day.
Sounds good to me, Mr. Bailey.
Great. Thanks for your help.
No problem. And if you need anything else, just let me know.
No thanks. Except for that one piece of equipment, I think I'm all set.
I'll be right back with it.
If that Gordon doesn't come back with a data projector in 2 minutes.
Here it is, Mr. Bailey, just in time.
And not a moment too soon.
So, how have things been going for you in Tokyo, Steve?
Pretty well, I can't complain.
That's good. You must be working hard to troubleshoot that new system.
Yes, we have been working hard. Most of the problems are solved now, though.
You're not having second thoughts about leaving Tokyo and coming over here, are you?
No, a change and a challenge will be good for me. I'd like to talk about some of the details of the move. Can you help me with this?
Yes, of course.
I don't know much about current housing conditions or costs. I have to get some information about these.
Right, here's a schedule of relocation allowances for overseas transfers.
Oh, they've upped the figures. Now we might be able to rent a house instead of an apartment.
It depends on where you want to live. It's a renter's market now, so you and your wife may actually find a spacious apartment in the city.
She'll call the shots on that one. Actually, Kim is more of a city person than I am.
Here, you should have this information on the actual moving expenses.
What are the moving expenses?
Once again, I think you'll find that the company is quite generous.
Of course, we don't plan to move everything back. Maybe we'll put some things in storage.
I'm glad you brought that up. The company may pick up all of your storage costs. I'll check on that for you.
Could you? This is sounding better all the time.
Well, moving shouldn't be stressful. The company tries to make everything as comfortable as possible for its employees.
They do a good job. They must be aware of how difficult it is for people to do all this.
You know, the suburbs are looking more and more appealing to me.
But you're a city person. You've always lived there.
I know. It's just that on the outskirts of town, houses have so much more space than apartments, and the neighborhoods are a lot quieter than they are in the city.
But there's no nightlife out there. You'll miss that.
Yes, but there are trade-offs. Suburban streets are much safer than city streets.
I don't know about that. The houses and apartment buildings I looked at in the city were in quiet, gentrified neighborhoods.
I'm just thinking of the kids. Don't you think they'd be happier in a less urban environment?
They seem very content here in this high-rise, and Tokyo's a much larger city than the one we're moving to.
True, but...
And what about the commute? I'd be spending a lot more time away from home, to say nothing of the stress of it all.
You're right about that. I think living in the suburbs will be okay for a while, but I think I might go crazy if we have to be there for more than a year.
See? You are a city person.
I guess so. Now what are we gonna do with our furniture?
Well, if we move into a house, we're going to need all of it.
You've got a point there. Maybe we could rent a furnished house.
Of course. But a furnished house will be more expensive than an unfurnished one.
So we'll have to see which costs more money.
It might be more convenient to rent a furnished apartment. That way we don't have to ship or buy anything.
I'd rather have our own things. It'll make our new place more familiar to the kids. Besides, you said the company might pick up the cost for shipping our furniture.
True. Okay. So we'll rent an unfurnished apartment in the city and ship some of our stuff over.
Wait a minute, not so fast. Are you saying we're going to live in the city?
Well, it does make more sense, doesn't it?
I have to admit it does.
Today, I'm Tina Carrera. Here's a look at the news. Today on Capitol...
Hey, honey. What do you want to do on Saturday?
Well, the kids have asked me about the zoo 3 times this week.
It's been too hot to go to the zoo. It's going to be in the 90s again tomorrow. Let's go someplace where it's cool.
There's a new interactive science museum that has moving dinosaurs. You know, Jamie's developed a real interest in dinosaurs ever since your mother brought him that dinosaur book.
Right. He'll love it. So why don't we all go to the museum in the afternoon and then get a sitter so we can go out for the evening alone?
I'd love that. We haven't gone out for dinner by ourselves for months.
Have you read anything about a good steakhouse?
No, I haven't. I don't know one restaurant from another here. But I have read about a revival of something or other at the Old Town Theater that's supposed to be wonderful. I think it's a musical.
Since when have you liked those cheesy musicals?
I've loved those cheesy musicals since you took me to one on our first date.
I was just trying to impress you. It worked, didn't it? You know, the zoo is sounding more appealing by the minute.
Fine. Forget the theater. I suppose the new Woody Allen movie is out of the question, too.
Given the choice, I'd rather hear show tunes. Why can't we just eat out? Hey, I've got it. Fiddler on the Roof is playing at the Downtown Club. And it's dinner theater, $39.95 and all the steak you can eat. What do you think?
I think that sounds wonderful.
Then it's a date.
You found the perfect solution once again. No wonder I love you.
Hey Mark, how's it going?
Great! How about you? Are you feeling settled in yet?
We're getting there. We've been investigating some of the interesting places here in Atlanta. We've explored a couple of museums with the kids and...
Hey, have you had a chance to get to a game yet?
No way, I've been swamped with work.
Why don't you come with me to a football game? The Falcons have a preseason game on Saturday.
I'd like that. I really missed American football while I was living in Japan.
I understand baseball is the popular sport over there.
That and sumo wrestling. Say, how have the Braves been doing? They've been winning, I hope.
Well, the season's ending here, of course, and it hasn't been a good one. The Cubs have been slaughtering us.
Not good.
I'll say.
Actually, I haven't been following baseball too closely. Football's my game.
I like football, but I'm really more of a baseball fan, ever since I was a kid.
I don't know. I've always thought baseball was boring.
Boring? Give me a break.
Yeah, waiting around forever while a guy on a mound looks around and adjusts his glove and...
That's not boring, it's suspenseful. Every pitch is a mystery waiting to unfold.
At least football has some action.
I've heard a lot of people say that, and I've been wondering why. There's a lot of downtime in football too, you know.
Yeah, but I get a kick out of every minute. I still think football is more interesting to watch.
Okay, so we're on for Saturday?
Wouldn't miss it.